So I suppose I was raised by my mum, but the consistent male role models in my life were both of my grandfathers. One of which comes from the East Coast and the other one who pretty much was born and raised on the West Coast. Aha ko he Pākehā ia, although he may not have Māori lineage, the West Coast shaped him into a man of the taiao. Someone that I would consider tangata whenua. I was told by a tohunga that tangata whenua were people that could hear the language of the land.
Ko kahu raki mahu I ka tōku I koa, ko aoraki ta mau ka ariki. I'm a proud southern Māori boy through and through.
Kia ora anō. Hey,
My tipuna traversed the mountains, rivers and lakes of Te Waipounamu for hundreds of years.
This bit's pretty cool.
Wait till we get in there.
Their footsteps are etched into this landscape, and I've made it my life's mission to follow them. With my whānau, we're travelling all over this whenua in search of the stories.
This is our kaupapa. Welcome to jump on our waka.
And people who make it special.
Eventually we want to be as self-sufficient as possible.
No, well, it's good to see more whānau out here driving for that. Come with us on our journey as we explore Te Waka o Aoraki. It's spring here on the West Coast now, which means we are able to get out to some of the places that are harder to access in the winter. We are back in Bruce Bay today to get ready for a couple of days in the Kāhere. Yeah, this is pretty much the stuff that we like to take. You know, you got the first aid kit. I like to just carry bandages, big splint for anything broken, scissors to cut for any gear. Blisters can smash your feet, man. Got to take care of your feet. GPS, so it gives you location. PLB, personal locator beacon, so it's sort of your safety backup. My patsu comes with me pretty much everywhere I go, that the brother Piri gave me. And then always carry a knife, just you never know. The whānau are going to sit this trip out. I've got an old friend, Wiri Tour, with me, who is always up for a mission. Me and the bro went to kura together. I went to 12 at Hatopaora College, which is a all-boys Māori Catholic boarding school based in Fielding.
Kahu was the only one from South. My mum was working in the office and Kahu was always in there ringing home because he was the only one furthest away. Mum rings me up, calls me into the office. Oh, this fella, whakahoho, be friends. So we kicked it off. I don't know if we kicked it off.
Didn't kick it off then. Didn't quite follow his kōrero from his mama at all. Yeah.
Brother Kahu and I, throughout the last 5 or 6 years, I've come down south every year to live with the bro a couple of months.
Oh yeah, boom, pull them both out. Bro's come prepared.
And each time we'll do missions everywhere, into the bush, up the awa, go to the marae, share whakaro, share our values.
Usually when we make this trip, it's a couple of days of tramping. But today we're traveling in style.
Right, everyone got everything?
I had a pipe, happy.
We are heading deep into the rugged southwestern Rohe, to the mouth of the Hautai River, or Gorge River. This is a pretty special mish. We are off to visit legendary bushman Robert Long, known to most people as Beansprout. He's a bit of a bush celebrity.
People don't like possums, but they're actually lovely creatures. It's not their fault that they got here, yeah.
There's been heaps of books and documentaries made about him over the years.
Yeah, bro. Oh, as soon as I landed here, I was like, this is the spot. You know, even though we've been here a couple of times. What are we? We're the postman and we're the bloody shop. Yeah.
We're cruising around the motu, catching up with people living on and with the land. It makes a lot of sense to go and catch up with Robert or Beansprout.
You know, Beansprout is as in tune as anyone would be after living 40-something years in one spot, following seasons, following tides, understanding weather patterns to get a deep connection to the place that he's in. Kia ora.
Come in.
Geez, good to see you, bro. Thanks for having us, eh?
Good to have fun, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Beansprout has lived here at the mouth of the Hautai Awa in a little shack overlooking the ocean for decades. Together with his wife, Catherine, and their 2 children, Christian and Robin, they've long been hailed as the most remote whānau in Aotearoa. The kids have grown up and left home now, but Beansprout and his wife are still sticking it out in their isolated piece of paradise. What originally brought you out here?
It was a multifaceted thing, you know, like the world's changing. I wanted to be away from roads and bridges and everything, electricity. Figured if the Maori people could live like that, you know, 200 or 300 years ago, well, why can't I just go and do that, you know? So I came through here, where I thought, oh, I could live here. So I just, okay, that's the end of my journey. And I've lived here ever since. At the moment, and we've got the flowers are coming up, parsnips over there, which are all going to seed, and then we'll re-dig this and put the next lot in. But we keep harvesting the silver beet right through. We've got the Koromiko here.
Yeah, see that? Got the
This is a
pumping.
good medicine, like for your
yeah.
stomach.
Yeah.
Sure. That's an apple tree, which we get apples off
Yep.
when the possums don't eat them for us. And there's solar panels up on the roof. That's how we get our power. We did have a wind generator out there, but we had to keep getting it fixed up all the time. Whereas the solar panels, we've had them for about 28 years now. There was an old shacklock coal range here, 501, and the wetback is still the same wetback. So we got hot water, and then I got a flush toilet as well. That was the first flush toilet on the coast, apparently. Like, you know, like that means from Jackson Bay south.
All of the...
Just this little patch here, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Living off the grid is not for the faint-hearted. It's a 2-day walk to the nearest civilization, Haast, which when the kids were small could take up to 5 days. So back in the early days, the whānau only left Gorge River a couple of times a year and had to rely on this whenua to provide. And provide it does.
Not many places you go, you find pounamu in the garden, eh?
Wow. I found that up the river years ago. I found that, it would have been in the 1980s. And that's what's left of it. I've carved a lot of it.
Pounamu is abundant in this area, and Beansprout is a skilled carver. So there's always been mahi to pay for the things they need.
So you got a couple of hohonu there, a couple of turtles.
Yeah, that's a turtle. Someone in England wants that. I've already made them a dolphin
Okay.
and a penguin, and now they want a turtle. That's one of my early grinding wheels.
Yeah.
Before I had,
Sandstone, eh, or something?
yeah, before I had diamond, I used to use sandstone.
Reverting back to what the old people were doing.
Yeah,
eh?
well, I didn't have any motors, so that's just stone off the beach. That's where I learned how to carve panaru. I did that like for 15 years. Now I use
Yeah.
ra
Yep.
through the solar panel. Usually takes me about 20 minutes to get ready by the time I put all my gear on and sort everything out. I try to be productive. I'm trying to finish 15 things at the moment for different people, and I enjoy that sense of achievement. Once I've got some things done, I can just chill out when I want to. If I want to have a day off, I can. That's my recreation, going beach combing. Looking around, fossicking around, panamu might turn up.
Bone or
Yeah, a bit of
something.
bone, or just beautiful scenery and the waves. So I love watching the waves out here. I sit there for hours watching waves. Sometimes I'll take my cup of tea or coffee down there and just sit there and... It's like the Papatua Nuku and Ranganui, just gifting me visual pleasure.
Beansprout has been living off-grid out here at Gorge River since he was 25 years old.
Is this one of your possum runs?
It's the only one I got set at the moment.
And living a life in tune with nature means there's always plenty of mahi that needs to be done to support the taia.
There's a trap there and a trap there. You've got to check them every day. Over the years, we would have got about probably over 10,000 possums. Last time I did a big line, so I had about 40 traps set, and I only got 2
Yeah, right.
for one night.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's not many.
No.
Whereas I normally would have got like 15, you know,
Yeah, right.
in the day.
Yep.
So that last 1080 drops just really has, yeah, which is kind of good. But then I also like going possuming.
When you live in these areas for so long, you know, the taia will give you teachings, but what you can be is open to the lessons that it's going to teach you. If you're not open or prepared for that, the whenua will tell you, and you won't be able to stay in those places.
I love broad beans.
Yeah. Suppose you're only going to grow kai that you like eating, eh?
Yeah.
I always think, you know, you need to stand firm in your tikaka, your principles. Kai tiaki taka, you know, looking after yourself, the space around you, and the people in that space. Why did you want to bring your children up out here, bro?
We wanted our children just to grow up in the wilderness because I thought, well, the world needs kids like that.
What were the challenges of raising young children out in this environment?
Well, you had to keep them fed.
Growing a lot of your kai,
Yeah.
catching a lot of your kai.
Yeah. And as your children get older, they get better and better at it.
Check out the uncle's dive bag.
They discover things, you know, like you take them so far with your energy, and then they take you a bit further. When I was up here the other day, all the females had eggs on.
Oh, yep.
You can only get the males, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to throw about 6 fish back because they're eggs.
All in berry.
Yeah. Had homeschooling for the primary. They did correspondence for high school, and then Kristen said to us one day, he said, I'm going to school for my last year in school at Aspiring College. He organised it all, organised everything.
It's not shot.
I had no anxiety because I knew that he was onto it.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the same thing like my whakaaro around, you know, I want my kids to be prepared
Yeah.
for all of those situations, but just prepared, you know, and ready and I don't know, give them the skills to be, you know, loving, caring humans.
Beansprout and Catherine aren't moving away from this life anytime soon. It's a life where they feel completely connected and in tune with their environment.
I think when we sit down with a lot of people, we can relate a lot of their thinking and a lot of their whakaaro always back to rangatiratanga, kaitiakitanga, and MΑORI. With Beansprout, you know, you don't need to talk to him for long to understand that he very much understands all of those concepts. Beansprout, he's conscious of the world's flows, whether you call it MΑORI, whether you call it God, whether you call it Io, whether you call it, you know, the wider consciousness of the planet. He understands that being open to all of those things and all of those possibilities, you're not just choosing one path. You're allowing all doorways and all paths to be able to be walked or walked through.
So I feel like being people of the land, that's how you live. And the land will provide for you, because that's part of the deal. You know, otherwise, why'd you get born in the first place? Like,
With all my recent missions around Te Wai Pounamu, I've been collecting more than just experiences. Down here in the south, Pounamu is currency, and a tauka that's readily traded and gifted. So today, I'm heading to Opawa in Canterbury to meet up with an old friend of mine. Today we pulled up to the Arepa Tata spot, which is a carve your own whare here in Opawa.
Don't worry about the doggy sign on there, bro. It's just to stop people putting their dogs there to have the mummy.
What's that?
I didn't wait. Yeah, this is our humble little shop.
Yeah, what a posse, bro. We came in here to not only catch up with the bro, but to shape out and carve one of the taonga that I was gifted on our journey into Gorge River.
This is our MΑORI stone here, where everybody comes in and has a bit of a touch and, you know, put a bit of them in there, you know, give some nice aroha for the shop. Our mahi here at Wai Kaha Jade is we carve beautiful taonga. Yeah. Once you start getting into the process of carving, everything disappears. So if you've had a bad day yesterday and you come into the studio the next day and there's a bit of stress on your mind, but then once I begin to carve, it all disappears. And then all of a sudden, all this weight on my shoulder just has gone. It's just me, the pounamu, and creating beautiful pieces.
How long have you been carving for, bro?
I don't actually know, bro.
Too long.
Yeah, it's probably around 6 years.
Oh,
6
wow.
years, yeah.
So not
So
really
not that long,
and
nah.
the big scheme of things, wicked.
Pounamu for me is a healing journey into whakairoa. When I was younger, I went through a lot of trauma, and you know, this helps me through it. So basically, I just wanted to create a space to help other tāne and wahine that come through to do the same. How I started off the shop journey was started with my garage carving, and then I thought, how can I create a generational wealth where I'm making the money for my whānau instead of working for someone else, you know? So one day I walked past the shop and I seen it was empty and I had no money in my pocket, no funding, no nothing, no savings. And I went back and told my partner I signed the lease.
Oh, wow.
And then she goes, what the hell?
Yeah, of course.
It's time to get down to business now. This is a carve your own studio, so I'm keen to see what I can do with this little bag of tauka I've been collecting on my missions.
Take
Beautiful.
that one as a tauka for you, bro.
Chair, beautiful old chair. That a mihi.
You blessed for you, that's for you. Take that one.
Chair.
You found that one up the gorge.
Yep.
So this tauka was gathered by Robert Long or Beansprout out on the Gorge River. So this stone has come from the mocha and then been pulled down by the river and then was found by Beansprout and then gifted to me. And then the whakapapa continues with me creating this taonga. And then its journey is unknown after me.
Basically, we're gonna cut it with a diamond saw, and we'll cut each thing, and then once we've got our shape, we'll jump onto the grinders and then start. Yeah. So we'll get you suited up, eh, brother? Then we'll commit. Cool.
So the last time I carved any kind of taonga was over 7 years ago. You know, my uncles and my cousins that I consider masters in those areas, so I've always felt a little bit hesitant to get into it.
Always, brother. Bang.
So I've done a rough shape and then just the smoothing out of the edges so we're not touching anything sharp. Today, jumping back on the tools and working with the taonga, cutting the stone and carving and just feeling the MAORI of a carving area has reignited my flame for cultural practice that our people done for generations.
Yeah, bro, thank you so much.
And just doing that reminds me how enjoyable it is, eh? And that's not even getting into anything intricate. That's a quick shape out, really. So ngā mihi, bro, thank you. With the mahi done for today, There's another kaupapa Arepa is supporting that's got my interest as well, and it involves these beautiful beasts. That all good, Arepa, bro? My son's just climbing on your bike. All good?
My journey of motorcycles started when I was a teenager. You know, I was brought up around the 1% era of gangs in it. As a teenager, when you see guys riding around on their motorcycles, it's like, yeah, that's cool. Oh, one day I'll get a motorcycle. When I was younger, we didn't have a lot of money, so it was a dream fulfilled to be able to buy one and ride it with the brothers.
Here's a part of the Aotearoa chapter of the First Nations motorcycle club, Red Drum. It's an Indigenous motorcycle club that promotes righteousness, respect, community, and whānau. Tell me a bit about how you came to it.
I just like their kaupapa, how they're about the people and about the culture, Indigenous peoples, and, you know, spreading that aroha throughout the world. Red Rum itself originally comes from America. I love the kaupapa, what it stands for Indigenous cultures and bringing cultures together.
Can you kōrero to me about some of your...
Yeah, you know, up here we've got Red Rum. So Red Rum stands for the red drum, the heartbeat of the nation, which Native Americans, they use in their ceremonies, the drum. And obviously First Nations, representing the First Nations of each country. So our 13.5 diamond represents 12 jurors, 1 judge, and half a chance to get off there. And then obviously we've got our back patch, the 3 skulls.
You've got chapters all over, or...?
Yeah, we've got chapters all over the world, all over America, obviously, Canada, Hawaii, Tahiti, Thailand, France, Germany, Australia. We've got the likes of Jason Momoa, who was actually in the shop yesterday. Came in for a photo op with the boys with his patch on and that, and so he's been a Red Rum member, I believe, now for about 4 or 5 years. And he's in the Kanako MΑORI chapter, which is in Hawaii. And the reason why I really wanted to bring it here was to bring Indigenous Māori together and ride it on a choice kaupapa.
It's a bit big, eh?
And try and remove that stigma of wearing a motorcycle vest, because when people see you riding down the road with a motorcycle vest, they automatically think that you're a gang, which is not the case. So there's a lot of MCs in Aotearoa that has a similar kaupapa. Basically, I just wanted to create that brotherhood here and also try to steer people from a different direction into, you know, playing up and being naughty, sort of just come and ride with us and be a brotherhood. And, you know, nothing but good stuff, you know. It's all about our whānau. What we stand for is pretty much kotahitanga. We're a brotherhood on 2 wheels, and we're warriors for the people, our people, Indigenous cultures throughout the world, and we're proud to do it, you know, so.
And like a lot of other First Nations, you know, we are united through a common struggle, eh?
Oh, 100%, you know. With the struggles we have in the world today with all Indigenous cultures, Māori are leading the way, and you know, we want to do the same. We want to lead the way on 2 wheels to stand up for our people.
Man, that's a cool kaupapa.